those Nusayriyyahs. And by the way, Ibn Taymiyyah is a very significant scholar. And his teachings have been prohibited in Syria, but it's on its way to get back to Syria. Because nowadays, when those Shia became occupants in Syria and Lebanon, the first thing they warn people from is from Ibn Taymiyyah. Watch out, this man. And regretfully, they're using some movements, so-called Islamic movements. I'm not saying they're not Muslims, but they're very bad Muslims, very bad. And they keep warning people, such as the Habashis. Habashis are very brutal people, and they used to be the tail of Al-Assad of Syria. Now, why do they warn people from this? I was in London a couple of years ago, and there's a brother who had a bookshop in Iraq. And a woman came to him and said to him, "Do you have this book? I want to buy it." He said, "Well, what are you going to do with this book?" What is that book? Minhaj al-Sunnah al-Nabawiyya for Ibn Taymiyyah. That book, Minhaj al-Sunnah, is written by Ibn Taymiyyah to refute and rebuttal every doubt that Al-Hilli used to be one big scholar at that time. He has a book called Minhaj al-Karama. He put every doubt against Islam. So Ibn Taymiyyah refuted him. So this book is very dangerous against them. They don't want the Ummah to be awakened. And Ibn Taymiyyah's books, by Allah, I swear, Ibn Taymiyyah's words are very, very distinguished. So this woman said, "Do you have this book?" He said, you're a layman woman. What are you going to do with this book?" She said, "I don't give children." And I went back to my Ayatollah people, and they said to me, "Buy this book and burn it, and Allah will, inshallah, allow you to have a baby." See how big hatred they have against this man. But no matter what they do, this man's books and ideology is on its way. It passed by Saudi Arabia, and it's on its way, inshallah. Because no one really sympathized with our brothers in Syria, except those who have the similar doctrine of Ibn Taymiyyah. Look at the Sufis. Look at Bhuti. Look at this Bhuti. Look at Hassoun. Have you seen this Mufti of Syria? MashaAllah. MashaAllah. How can I describe? He's Naqshbandi. Warama. MashaAllah. He said, our spirits, our life is ready for Bashar al-Assad. And he speaks as if he's speaking from his, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished him. He lost his son. And he still says, all my sons are cheap for the price of Bashar al-Assad. May Allah gather him with him. Let's now read for you the Fatwa of Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah said, shall I read it in Arabic or English? In English. I'll translate it. Well, I'll keep the paper for you in Arabic. He said, those people who are called Nusayriyyahs, them and all these Qaramita, this is the name of their group. Akfar, they are more I lost the word. They are more kafir, disbelievers, than the Jews and the Christians. And their harm on the ummah of Rasulullah ﷺ is greater than the harm of those warrior kafir, such as Tatar and the Crusaders, etc. He said, those people pretend before the layman Muslims that they are Shia, and they give loyalty to Ahlul Bayt, while they are in fact, they believe neither in Allah, nor in His Messenger, nor in His books. They don't believe any command, any prohibition, any reward, any punishment, any paradise, any hell. And they have, regarding the enmity against Islam and its people, a lot of evidences and a lot of incidents that have taken place. And there are many books that have been written about them. He said, if they became capable, superior against the Muslims, they shed their bloods, as they did once with the pilgrims. They killed the pilgrims and they threw their bodies in the well of Zamzam. And once they have taken the black stone, and it remained with them many decades, then afterwards the Muslims were able to take it back from them. They killed a lot of scholars and shaykhs, mashayikh, something that is innumerous. No one can count it except Allah. That's what he said. He said, and it is well known with us that the coasts, the sea coast, Sawahil, is that what you say, Sahel is coast? Is that right?
Yes.
The sea coast? In Asham, it had been occupied by Christians through them, by the via of those Nusayriyyah people. وَهُمْ دَائِمًا مَعَ كُلِّ عَدُوٍ لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ. They are always with every enemy against the Muslims. They are always with the Christians against the Muslims. No wonder. Look what the Taymiyyah said. They're always with the Christians against the Muslims. No wonder. And among the worst tragedies in their perspective is the triumph of the Muslims and the defeat of the Christians. And as it was the worst tragedy to them, the victory of the Muslims against the Tatarians. And the best of their Eid feast is when the Christians defeat the Muslims on al-Thughur. What is al-Thaghr? Can you al-Thaghr is the confrontation, the place, the front of the war, the front of the battlefield, the spots where the Muslims and their enemies. Huh?
Front line.
Front?
Front line.
Front line, yeah. Yeah. He said, these Thughur, front lines of the Muslims, were kept in the hands of the Muslims. Even Cyprus, today Cyprus is a Christian country, but partly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it easy to be opened. May Allah make it easy to be opened, as it was opened by Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan before. But until the 4th century. He said those enemies, they are opponents against Allah and His Messenger. They became abundant in the coasts, and because of their existence in these places, the Christians were able to occupy these coasts because of them. As they were able to occupy Jerusalem by the treachery of those Nusayriyyah people. SubhanAllah, this is something I didn't know before. Then when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala established the good kings who struggled and exerted jihad for the sake of Allah, such as Nuruddin al-Zinki and Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi and their followers, they opened all of those coasts from the Christians. And they also opened the land of Egypt, which was occupied as well. Because those Batanis, and with the Christians, they used to be occupying it for 200 years, and they agreed with the Christians. That means they cooperated with the Christians. So the Muslims exerted jihad against them, until they opened these countries. And from that history, the da'wah of Islam in Egypt and Asham took place. Then, he continued, then the Tatarians did not enter the cities of Islam and killed the Khalifa, the last Khalifa of the Abbasid leadership in Baghdad, except by the help and the cooperation of those Nusayriyyah people with the Christians. So it's an old story, it's not a new thing. It's not something new, it is old, but the history is repeating itself. And the fortune teller was Hulaku. Who was that? Nasir ad-Din al-Tusi. He was the soothsayer of Hulaku. And these are the people whom scholars say about them. ظاهر مذهبهم الرفض وباطنه الكفر المحض. The apparent of their madhab is rafd, yani rejection, because Shia's title today, we don't call them Shia, we call them Rafida, rejectionists. But the internal, the inwardly fact of those people is the mere kufr, faithlessness. Then he kept saying, scholars of Islam had agreed that those people shouldn't be taken for marriage, that means marriage from those groups. Neither giving them nor taking from them nor their slaughtering is ever allowed. And they should not be buried in the graveyards of the Muslims, and the one who died among them should not be performed janazah on him, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prohibited His Prophet ﷺ to perform the prayer on the munafiqeen, hypocrites such as Abdullah bin Ubay bin Salul and many others. And those who used to be, those hypocrites at the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, who used to be pretending, performing prayer, giving charity, fasting, making the jihad with the Muslims, but they do not outline any kind of statement that goes against the religion of Islam. But they used to be hiding this. As Allah said about those people, وَلَا تُصَلِّ عَلَىٰ أَحَدٍ مِّنْهُمْ مَاتَ أَبَدًا. Never perform a prayer on any of those hypocrites. Never ever, abadan. وَلَا تَقُمْ عَلَىٰ قَبْرِهِ. And don't stand even on his grave. Don't stand on the grave of those Batini, Rafidi people and put some flowers on his grave. So how much more with those Zanadiqa, heretic people? If anyone has the translation of the Quran in Surah Al-Tawbah, anyone can open it. If he has iPhone, okay. Open Surah Al-Tawbah, please. Then look what Ibn Taymiyyah said. وَأَمَّا اسْتِخْدَامُ مِثْلِ هَؤُلَاءِ في ثغور المسلمين أو في حصونهم أو جندهم فإنه من الكبائر. But as for using those kinds of people for their front lines, for their fortresses, protected places, or using them as soldiers, it is one of the major sins. I'm sorry to say that, this fact, brothers, that in Syria people are paying the taxes of giving ability to those people to share in the army. Those people were prohibited from any kind of work, but only the access of the army was given to them. As a result, they made a coup d'etat against the Muslims, and Hafez Assad became the leader. He was the Minister of Defense in 1967, and he delivered Julan to the Israelites. And because of this, he was rewarded. What? He became the president. He was the Minister of Defense on his time when he was the minister, and Julan was given. And then he became the minister. Those Israelites, and even the Westerners, their work cannot take place except by treachery, betrayal, cheating, spying upon. This is the only way that they can succeed. Yeah. Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. كيف وإن يظهروا عليكم. How how can there be such a covenant, seeing that if they ever get advantage over you, لا يرقبوا فيكم إلا ولا ذمة, they respect not in you the ties either of kinship or any covenant. يرضونكم بأفواههم, they please you with their mouths. وتأبى قلوبهم, but their hearts desist, refuse. وأكثرهم فاسقون. In other words, they do not observe any kinship, any covenant regarding any mu'min. Allah is giving us the warning. And Ibn Taymiyyah is saying, look what he's saying, it's beautiful. Look what he said. As for using those people in the thagr, as I said, the front line of the Muslims, أو حصونهم, or their fortresses, أو جندهم, or their armies, فإنه من الكبائر. It is one of the major sins. وهو, look at the beautiful statement that he said. وهو بمنزلة من يستخدم الذئاب لرعي الغنم. It is as the one who uses the wolves to protect the sheep. Can you imagine? A shepherd uses a wolf to guard what? How can you use the wolf to guard the sheep? Beautiful words of Ibn Taymiyyah. فإنهم من أغش الناس للمسلمين ولولاة أمورهم. They are the most cheatful people to the Muslims and to the leaders of the Muslims. وهم أحرص الناس على فساد المملكة. And they are so the most eager people to corrupt the kingship والدولة and the country. وهم أحرص الناس على تسليم الحصون إلى عدو المسلمين. And they are the most greedy people in terms of handing over all the fortresses of the Muslims to their enemy. وعلى إفساد الجند, and corrupting the soldiers. على ولي الأمر, provoking them against their leaders, provoking the soldiers against their leaders. وإخراجهم عن طاعته, and bringing them out of their obediences. And we realize that most of those emotional people who are supported, they are supported by those Shia in order to bring them against their leaders. Then he kept on saying, وَالْوَاجِبُ عَلَى وُلَاةِ الْأُمُورِ, and what is obligatory on the leaders of the Muslims, قَطْعُهُمْ مِنْ دَوَاوِينِ الْمُقَاتِلَةِ, to isolate them from the places of military spots. فَلَا يُتْرَكُونَ فِي ثَغَرٍ, they should not be kept in any front line. وَلَا فِي غَيْرِ ثَغَرٍ, and not even in any other place, important place, whether political or militant. فَإِنَّ ضَرَرَهُمْ فِي الثَّغْرِ أَشَدْ, for their harm in the front line is more harmful. وَإِذَا أَظْهَرُوا التَّوْبَةَ, if they declare tawbah, those people, when the Muslims become, superior against them, فَفِي قَبُولِهَا مِنْهُمْ نِزَاعٌ بَيْنَ الْعُلَمَاءِ, regarding approving their repentance, accepting it, there is a disagreement among scholars. فَمَنْ قَبِلَ تَوْبَتَهُمْ إِذَا الْتَزَمُوا شَرِيعَةَ الْإِسْلَامِ أَقَرَّ أَمْوَالَهُمْ عَلَيْهِمْ, whoever approved their tawbah, if they really committed themselves to the law of Islam, then he will be approving their property to be with them. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَقْبَلْهَا, whoever did not approve their tawbah, لَمْ تُنْقَلْ إِلَى وَرَثَتِهِمْ مِنْ جِنْسِهِمْ, then their property, their money, will not be inherited by their own people. فَإِنَّ مَالَهُمْ يَكُونُ فَيْئًا لِلْمُسْلِمِينَ, their property, their money will be spoils to the Muslims' treasure box, treasure money. لكن هؤلاء إذا أخذوا فإنهم يظهرون التوبة, but those people, when they will be taken, they pretend repentance, fearing for themselves against the source. لأن أصل مذهبهم التقية, because the root of their madhab is based on taqiyya. What's taqiyya? To say, for example, Wallahi I love you, but your heart is saying, Wallahi I hate you. And guess what? If they do that, they say, Alhamdulillah, we had hasanah this day. Alhamdulillah. They seek to get closer to Allah by using the taqiyya. That's their madhab. That's why yesterday, someone said to me, Wallahi, I don't believe in this. I said, Wallahi, I don't believe you. He said, I'm saying Wallahi. I said, I don't believe you. He said, why don't you believe me? I said, you're using taqiyya. You should dissociate yourself from taqiyya. He said, I'm saying Wallahi. I said, even Wallahi is taqiyya. Again, who told you to follow this madhab? Who told you? You caused everybody to doubt you. Because they say, At-taqiyatu dini wa dinu abai. Taqiyya is my deen and the deen of my father. وَمَنْ لَا تَقِيَّةَ لَهُ لَا دِينَ لَهُ. Whoever has no taqiyya has no religion. Oh my goodness. If you don't make like, you have no faith. Subhanallah. Continuing. الطريق في ذلك, he said the best way regarding this issue, should we approve their repentance or should not approve their repentance? He said the best way in this is that the person should be taking precautions regarding their matter. فَلَا يُتْرَكُونَ مُجْتَمِعِينَ. They should not be left gathering. For example, they have compound. They should be dispersed. That's what we do in our schools. You have two naughty boys, you don't let them one beside the other. Is that what we do if you're a teacher? Those are worst. Those are naughty cults, not naughty boys. Naughty cults. So they should not be left alone, becoming gathered. وَلَا يُمَكَّنُونَ مِنْ حَمْلِ السِّلَاحِ. And they should not be given ability to lift the weapon. وَلَا أَنْ يَكُونُ مِنَ الْمُقَاتِلَةِ. Nor should be among those warriors. وَيُلْزَمُونَ شَرَائِعَ الْإِسْلَامِ. And they will be obliged, forced to accept the laws of Islam. Salah, as long as you say I repented, Salah, read the Quran, and there should be left among them those who teach them the Quran. Salah ad-Din did the same thing. He built mosques for them. They transformed these mosques to nightclubs and places for drinking up, because they're always alcoholic people. Alcoholic. And it's easy for them to swear at Allah. Always. Rabbak, Rabbak. They always, Rabbak, Rabbak. I do with Allah, I do. Praise be to Allah, the patient. Wallah. In less than a second, Allah can be taking them all, despite their different places. Wallahi, I swear by Allah. In less than a second, Allah can kill every person among them, no matter where he is. But praise be to Allah, the patient. So they transformed these places that were dedicated for them as places of worship and reading Quran to places of drinking alcohol. And they tried their utmost to kill Salah ad-Din Ayyub. And this used to be their way, to kill, assassinate. That's why even the word assassinate, I heard recently, that the origin of this word assassinate is from Hashashin. The origin is Hashashin. Those Hashash, Hashash is drug people of drugs. Hashashin, assassin. Because they used to be killers, even against those non-Muslim leaders. They used to be, their way is to kill, because killing, shedding blood is easier for them than having a cup of drink. It's easier. The best solution for them is to kill. And I wonder, people used to be extremely afraid of them because of that. In Lebanon, wallahi, they used to be scary people. The easiest thing is to kill. They were killing. So let's continue. He said, because Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu and most of the companions, when they became victorious against the people of apostasy, and then they came to Abu Bakr said to them, to those apostates, look, take your choice, one of the two. إِمَّا إما الحرب المجلية وإما السلم المخزية. Either the war that will be wiping you away, or the silm, the peace, that will cause you also to be humiliated. Take your choice. They said, "Oh Khalifa of Rasulullah, okay, we understand al-harb al-mujalliyah, but what is al-silm al-mukhziyah?" He said, "You pay our blood money, but we don't pay your blood money. And you witness that our killed people, our victims, are in paradise, and your killed people are in hell. And we'll be sharing the spoils of your money, but you return what you have achieved from our money." This was right after the war. "And we keep all weapons away from you, and you will not be allowed even to ride the horses. And you will be left following the tails of the cows and the camels, until Allah will be revealing, inspiring the Khalifa of Rasulullah anything regarding your matter after your apostasy." Then many of the companions agreed with him, except regarding paying the blood money of the Muslims, because Umar said, "No, we'd rather give this up. We don't want to take money from our shaheed, because their shahada is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so what they have is better than that. We don't want to take the blood money of our dead shaheed." Then Ibn Taymiyyah said, "There is no doubt that striving against those people and observing the hudud against them, the punishment if they disobey, is one of the greatest obediences to Allah and the highest obligations, and it's better than making jihad against those who do not fight the Muslims, who are those among the kafir. Making jihad against those batini people is more important than making jihad against the kuffar who are not fighting the Muslims. فَإِنَّ جِهَادَ هَؤُلَاء مِنْ جِنْسِ جِهَادِ الْمُرْتَدِّينَ." This jihad against those people is of the jihad that Abu Bakr exerted against the apostates right after the death of the Prophet ﷺ. وَسَائِرُ الصَّحَابَةِ بَدَأُوا بِجِهَادِ الْمُرْتَدِّينَ قَبْلَ جِهَادِ الْكُفَّارِ. This is a very beautiful statement. He said, all the companions, they began with fighting, making jihad against the apostates before making jihad against the Romans or the kuffar. فَإِنَّ جِهَادَ هَؤُلَاءِ حِفْظٌ لِمَا فُتِحَ مِنْ بِلَادِ الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَأَنْ يَدْخُلَ فِيهِ مَنْ أَرَادَ الْخُرُوجَ عَنْهُ. Because making jihad against those people, it is a matter of preserving what had been opened regarding the lands of the countries. There are many countries that have been opened by the Muslims. And making jihad against those murtaddeen, it has something to do with preserving, maintaining these countries from being taken back away by the non-Muslims. Because how will it happen? By the cooperation of those murtad inside, who will be giving hand to those kafir outside. So that's why Abu Bakr did not begin with fighting against the Romans or Persians. No. He began with those apostated people. Then he said, وَجِهَادُ مَنْ لَمْ يُقَاتِلْنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَأَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ مِنْ زِيَادَةِ إِظْهَارِ الدِّينِ. And making jihad against those who did not fight us regarding, among the mushrikeen, the people of the book, it is additional kind of showing, maintaining Islam. وَحِفْظُ رَأْسِ الْمَالِ مُقَدَّمٌ عَلَى الرِّبْحِ. Don't forget that statement. And keeping the capital fund is more important than maintaining al-ribh, what you gain, the profit. Keeping your capital fund is more important than keeping what? Your profit. وَأَيْضًا فَضَرَرُ هَؤُلَاءِ عَلَى الْمُسْلِمِينَ أَعْظَمْ مِنْ ضَرَرِ أُولَٰئِكَ. The harm of those against the Muslims is more harmful than the harm of those non-Muslims. بَلْ ضَرَرُ هَؤُلَاءِ مِنْ جِنْسِ ضَرَرِ مَنْ يُقَاتِلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ مِنْ جِنْسِ مَنْ يُقَاتِلُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَأَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ وَضَرَرُهُمْ فِي الدِّينِ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِنَ النَّاسِ أَشَدُّ مِنْ ضَرَرِ الْمُحَارِبِينَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ وَأَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ وَيَجِبُ, I'll pass this, and it's obligatory on every Muslim أن يقوم في ذلك بحسب ما يقدر عليه من الواجب, and it becomes obligatory on every Muslim to cooperate and to stand for this kind of jihad as much as he can. فلا يحل لأحد أن يكتم ما يعرفه من أخبارهم. No one should be hiding what he knows about them. بل يفشيها ويظهرها ليعرف المسلمون حقيقة حالهم. But he should be convey it and spread it so the Muslims will be knowing the fact of these people. Because you know, the first time they started to kill the Muslims in Syria 1 year ago, they started to launch a doubt. Why do you disperse the Ummah? We are a part of the Ummah. We say La ilaha, we are Nusayriyyah, Alawi people. We say La ilaha illallah. Why do you why you are inviting your people to be separated? This is a matter of dividing the Ummah. You're not from the Ummah. Nusayris are not from the Ummah. The Rafida, Ithna Ashari are not of the Ummah. Because those Rafidi, they said the book of Allah is changed. And Aisha is fasiqah. Aisha is disobedient and she committed adultery. And Abu Bakr and Umar are jibt and taghut. Why? They took the imamah from Ali. And everybody takes the imamah from Ali, he is kafir. So who collected the Quran? Abu Bakr and Umar. So a Christian will never become a Muslim by those people. Why? Because he'll be saying to them, who's the collector of the Quran? Abu Bakr and Umar? Then you say they're kafir. So the Quran was collected by kafir people. No, I'm not going to become Muslim. Then he said, those people are the same case of the hypocrites. And the one who cooperates with them is just like the one who cooperating with Abdullah bin Salul. And that's why those munafiq people, they were more harmful than the kuffar of Quraysh. Look, do you remember this verse? هُمُ الْعَدُوُّ فَاحْذَرْهُمْ. Where's that verse?
Surah Al-Munafiqun.
So the munafiqun are those whom Allah said, those are the enemies, the real enemies. So beware of them. Allah did not say to the Muslims about the Christians and the Jews, those are your enemies. So beware of them. He didn't say that, but he said only about the hypocrites. Those are your enemies, so beware of them. Why? Because those people are more dangerous. Because they wear the same Islamic clothes you're wearing, and they are drilling Islam from inside. So cleansing Islam, the inside territory of Islam from those people is more important than cleansing Islam from those outside. It doesn't mean kill them all by one time, no. But we'll be dealing with them the same way that Abu Bakr dealt with them, the same way that Salah ad-Din dealt with them. And I think now we are passing a punishment from Allah that we enable them. But we should be, inshallah ta'ala, taking an action against that. But I'm afraid, brothers, that after 20, 30 years we'll be having a new naive generation of Muslims who will be saying to us, who say La ilaha illallah, subhanallah. From time to time we have those layman people, because of the lack of their knowledge, they don't know who's the enemy. And that's why I call them naive. Otherwise, Allah gave us a warning, said, those are the real enemies. So be aware of them. This is the fatwa of Taymiyyah regarding those people, and that's why in 1982, the Ikhwan Muslimun, when they had this fight against Hafez Asad in Hama, they used this fatwa. And when Hafez Asad heard about this fatwa, he said, "Who's the writer of this fatwa?" They said, "The scholar called Ibn Taymiyyah." He said, "Bring him to me, dead or alive." And they put a sign, Ibn Taymiyyah wanted dead or alive. Poor, stupid, 700 years he died ago. He didn't know that. So, brothers, yes, those are the enemies. So your brothers need your help. The brother that they said to you, they need your donation. That's not the only thing they need. They need your prayer at the last part of the night, the last third part of the night. Will there be anyone among us who will be standing up at night, just even 10 minutes before the Adhan of Fajr, raising his hands up and asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make a breakthrough for our brothers who are suffering there? Jazakumullahu khairan. Wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
So just got a couple of questions I just want to ask you. There's a couple of points I just want to bring up, and I mean this with utmost respect. But listen to you, the way that you talk about all these Shias and stuff like that, you're talking about them as it's a new thing that just came up. They were there since Islam started. They were all doing it. When we were superpowers, the major superpowers in the world, Harun al-Rashid's time, they were there and they were in Warzone. Now we're the worst of the worst and the lowest of the earth, and they're still there. So we can't just say that they're the problem for everything and they're the cause if we take them out. The way I listen to you, the way you say we have to take them out, let's talk about we have to kill 250 million Muslims. I don't see how is that.
250 million Muslims?
That's how the Shia are, 250. If that's how we actually reform and start becoming stronger, we have to take out 250 million.
But you did not observe the last statement I gave. I said we used the same way that Abu Bakr dealt with them, that Salahuddin Ayyubi dealt with them.
But that's based on...
Wait, excuse me. Can I? Okay. Salahuddin Ayyubi, did he kill all of them? I was saying that Salahuddin Ayyubi, when he became victorious against them, he built mosques for them. He taught them. But there are some other measures that he took against them, not to allow them to use the weapons, not to allow them to be in one place altogether. These are the measures. We've been talking about that. We didn't say, did I say that we should be killing them all? In fact, I was saying not to kill them all. And that was an answer for your question before you address your question.
But that's based on the kuffar, the non-Muslimin. But I listen to you say that, then I go to listen to Al-Azhar Shaykh, and they say Muhammad shall do it in the 50s or 60s, remember? He said, Islam Ashriya, our Aqidah is accepted, and they're allowed to practice the same way they are. They're accepted Muslims the same way we accept Muslims.
This paper is doubtful. And Al-Qaradawi was wondering if they can bring the original document for this. Number one. Excuse me. Can I answer it? Yes, thank you. You say Shatut, right? Why did you say Abu Hanifa? Why did you say Shafi'i? Why did you say many scholars? I can name to you now something like 25, 30, 50 scholars who said that they were fine. Even the Ash'aris. Even Abu Mansur al-Baghdadi in his book Usul al-Din and al-Farq bayn al-Farq, he's a very well-known, even Ash'ari scholar who said that they are not Muslims because they say that the Quran is changed. Look, do you know the book called Tafsir al-Qummi? In Tafsir, the author of this book is Ali ibn Ibrahim al-Qummi, considered by Al-Khu especially, and all other scholars, that he is the best narrator and he is the highest trustworthy person in terms of hadith. And he said in the preface of this book, Tafsir al-Qummi, and among the verses of the Quran are those verses that have been changed. And among those verses in this Quran, words that have nothing to do with the words of Allah. And the book is still being printed until today. Isn't this Subhanallah, amazing. That the man is still trustworthy, and they keep printing his book. Al-Majlisi, he made tahqiq on the book of Al-Kafi. And in one of the narrations of Al-Kafi, Abu Ja'far, he said that the Quran that Jibreel brought down, descended down with him from Allah, is of 17,000 verses. Al-Majlisi, in his book Bara'at al-Aqul, 12th volume, page 525, he said this narration is authentic, and it is evident that the book had been subject to changes and omission, and the Sahaba did it for their own personal favor and benefit. And all people praise Al-Majlisi and say he's a great scholar. There's no one that ever said that he is wrong for what he said. He said the narration is, they are saying that this hadith of Atra, this is a part of the hadith of Atra. In this hadith of Atra, they're saying that the Quran used to be 17,000 books. And they're saying, Ya Muhammad, Ya Hussein, Ya Ali, help me. This is shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Huwa al-hayyu, la ilaha illa hu, fad'uhu mukhlisina lahu ad-din. It is He who is the living one, the one upon whom there is no other God but Him, so supplicate Him, invoke Him alone, making your religion sincere to Him. You are sympathizing with the Iranians. Didn't you sympathize with what the Iranians are doing? They're killing children, women, and men. Don't you have a heart for those people? You are so much concerned about what's going to happen to 200 million. By the way, they're not 250 million, they're less than that.
Even if they're 50, even if they're only 100, that's still saying.
But how did you take words from me that I said kill them all?
No, when you were saying before, if they're murtadeen, we have to fight them, we have to fight our own inside before outside.
No, if they are murtadeen, they have a case that I mentioned, that Abu Bakr said to them, choose for you one of the two things.
Another thing that
not to smash them, not to kill them. We don't give, look, even now, we don't allow people, Sunni people in Damascus to kill their children or their women. Never. But their men now, they are in the state of being warriors, and they're killing without any mercy. Yesterday, 150 people got killed. The day before, almost the same number. Every day, they're killing a lot. I don't know, where is your heart regarding those people? I mean, why do you have this concern now, while you don't see, that you don't have any concern regarding those people who are getting, and subhanAllah, look brothers, it is Allah who's granting patience to those people. And that patience was by itself a resistance against this regime that are being supported by East and West. Who's giving them, who's granting? Nobody can be patient for what's happening. It is Allah who granted them patience. Your question, please.
I'm learning since all
No
of
problem.
I have no knowledge of other things that
But do you sympathize regarding the Quran? Are you sympathizing with the Quran?
Of course
They say the Quran has been changed. So are those who say that the Quran is changed, in your perspective, are they Muslims or Catholic?
They're not Muslim, of course.
So Majlis is not Muslim.
Because I've got a lot of Shia friends. I've been to their houses. The Quran that they have is exactly the same one as I do.
Very good point. Shall I answer?
Yeah.
Very good. That doesn't change the fact that they said in their books, because when I want to deal with the madhab, I don't go to my neighbors and say, show me, oh, are you nice people? Oh, mashallah, that means your religion is good. And that's naive to take it that way. Oh, they are very charming people, that means their religion is good. I mean, if you can do that with the Christians, mashallah, you'll be having a lot of charming Christians, and you'll be easily persuaded to become a Christian because of their good, charming behavior. It's not true. If we want to know about any people, we want to go to their sources of belief. And their sources of belief tell us that Abu Bakr is Jibt, Umar is Taghut, Abu Bakr is Fir'aun, Umar is Haman. And they, look, yesterday, before I came here, I wanted to make preparation for the khutbah, by the way. They kept throwing doubts on me. Wallahi, 8 hours. And they were making shifts on me. And I was sitting for their attitude is what? Bringing the Bukhari said this, Bukhari said that, Bukhari. I said, wait a minute, do you have any da'wah for the Christians? They don't need da'wah for the Christians. Because if they give da'wah to the Christians, what are they going to say? Don't say, oh Jesus, help me. You're saying, oh Hussein, help me. Don't say, oh Mary. Yeah, but you're saying also, oh Fatima. Christians call Mary Adra. They say, Ya Adra. But the Shia say to Fatima, huh? Huh? Ya Hawra. Ya Zahra. They call themselves Abdul Zahra, the servant of Zahra, Abdul Amir, Abdul Imam, Abd Ali, Abdul Hussein, and they said, when I asked them, that they worship them, they say, no, I'm serving them. Oh, are you in their kitchen working, preparing food? Oh, you nasty liar. When you were in the moment when you got out from the stomach of your mother, they called you Abdul Hussein. It was not you who called yourself Abdul Hussein. It was your parents because of their attitude of shirk. Come on, brother. Tawheed is the most important thing. And sympathize with the Sunnah of Rasulullah. Sympathize with the faith of Tawheed before sympathizing with any other people. We have the best hearts. Look, you know that when they become superior over us, look what they're doing. For centuries, they've been under our superiority and we did not do anything against them. In matter of fact, we enable them to be in the army. Don't try to signal to people that we have no hearts while they have hearts. No. Wallahi, they don't. And these commands to sympathize with the Syrian regime, who say, La ilaha wal hayatu madda. You know, they say, Salamun ala kufrin yuwahidu baynana wa ahlan wa sahlan ba'dahu bi jahannami. That's what they say. So, MashaAllah, what a great cooperation between the Islamic State in Iran and those people who force people to say La ilaha illa Bashar. You don't think about that. The only thing, you come and let people think that I am allowing people to kill I'm not Hitler. I'm not Hitler. And I don't say kill all of them. No. We usually kill the warriors among them if we become superior. Or we give them the option as Abu Bakr gave them. Okay? You'll be under our superiority. We don't kill you. Either you live and you be in peace. They used to be living in peace with the Muslims. The Nusayriyyah, forget about the Shia. Because the Nusayriyyah are worse than the Shia. Worse. But now they're a minority. But now, the fact is that the Iranian regime is provoking every small cult against the Sunnah. In Bahrain, they're doing it. In Yemen, they're doing it. In Syria, they're doing it. And everywhere, they're launching campaigns against Islam and against the Muslims. And yet we kept patient. Until when? We have the best hearts. You know, secularism states that people should not be leading religiously. The leaders of religions should not be rhyming people. Why? Because look what the church have done, etc. But it has been proven historically that we have the best hearts. And while we had the fight against the Crusader Wars, there used not to be even one Muslim in their country, even this country here. While there used to be millions of Christians in the Muslim world. We have the best hearts. And people, even those criminals who have the worst kinds of beliefs, they used to be living among. Look, how did we lose Jerusalem? The Jews used to be driven out from every country, especially in France and Germany. And they have the best shelter in the Muslim countries. They did not show any gratitude for this. Look, instead what they did, look what they're doing now. So that's why I say to you, my brother, no, we don't allow the mass killing of those people despite they're doing this to us nowadays. But we have a system. In Islam, we don't have only a wudu system, salah system, but we have also political system, militant system. The Prophet ﷺ never allowed. That's why we go against even the fatwa that you can kill those civilians even if they have children. Wallahi, we are against that. Wallahi, we are against that. We never allow that. Women and children, even the word the Prophet said, be careful, never kill a woman, never kill a child. How can you say we're going to kill 250 million and solve the problem? No, we'll never do that. You have a question, brother?
No, okay, Syria, because it's happening now, for me, for example, I still support Hezbollah, even though what they're doing in Syria, that's something now that I would still rethink it. I know they have an alternative motive for everything, but... You
still support Hezbollah?
No, not now, after Syria.
You used to before?
But for the past 30 years, Hezbollah and Hamas were the only groups that were going against Palestine. They were only going against Palestine because they had the actual financial amount support from Iran. All the other Sunni countries, no one supported them. I'm from Egypt, our main country, Egypt, was blocking Gaza. The other country, Saudi, they're getting all money from Hajj, and you're going around, Saudis just going drinking all over the world. So I had to support Hezbollah, I had to support Iran back then.
Who are drinking what? Water?
No.
What? Alcohol?
Saudis are known for that.
Which one is worse? Drinking alcohol or saying Ya Hussein?
Both are bad.
No, that's not the question. Excuse me. That's not the question. I know, we agree. Don't answer a question that we both agree on.
Someone using like when I go to Saudi, I'll pay Hajj money. These people take the money and use to go there. That's as bad as you can say anything else.
Okay, I come back to my question. If you kindly answer my question, which is worst, drinking alcohol or shirk?
What's shirk?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. Now you answer the question. So saying Ya Hussein is worst. Those people, they are changing our methodology. Look, Israel is danger. But Israel's danger is less than the danger of Iran. Ask me why and I'll tell you. Did you have any fear that a Muslim may become a Jew? Don't we have a fear that Muslims may become Shia and slander Abu Bakr and Umar? Isn't this fitna or not? Which fitna is worse? The fitna of the land or the fitna of changing your religion?
If our iman is like strong, if our iman is qawi, no matter what they say, you won't change.
The fact is that not you are a blessed, mashallah, person, but not much people as you. They'll be falling. They can use your words. They can bring the fatwa of Shaykh Shaltut, say, mashallah, alhamdulillah, we're Muslims, so we use mit'ah. We take mit'ah, and we become Shia, the Muslim people. They look at the fatwa of Shaltut, and we can become Shia. We can use mit'ah. Alhamdulillah. So Allah will not be asking us, why did you become Shia? We'll be saying, oh Allah, we became Muslims. Same thing. It's not true.
God will punish them according to what they do. He's not going to punish me because I allowed them. He was not going to come to me and like, oh, you allowed them to have mut'ah. He's going to go to him.
No, but a while ago you said to me that they're Muslims. And Shaltut said that they're Muslims.
I believe they're Muslims. I still believe they're Muslims. God will
even they say that the Quran's changed.
No, that's something else. But that's not all of it. That's what I mean.
They do that. Look, I'm a debater. I've been for 15 years debating with them. And yesterday, since 15 years, I've been saying to them, just give me one fatwa, official fatwa. Sistani was invited by Al-Mustaqillah, who sent to him faxes, please, Shaykh Sistani, just say that those who say that the Quran has changed are kafir. You know what they say? Mujtahid. Wallahi, they say mujtahid. And I say, yes, I believe, wallahi, that he's mujtahid. He's mujtahid in kufr. He's mujtahid in kufr. How come you give excuse to those who say that the Quran has changed and you say he's mujtahid? Okay, what about if I deny the leadership of Ahlul Bayt, Imama? They say, no, he's kafir. Oh, say I'm mujtahid also. That's not fair. Say I'm mujtahid. These are fitna. And I don't like to liquid that danger and say, they are okay. No. I don't follow Imam Shaltut in this. I follow the greatest scholar. And by the way, there is no scholar before Shaltut ever before this century or the century before that they said they're Muslims and we can follow their madhab. La wallah, you will never find it. La wallahi, you will never find it.
Sheikh, answer him about Hezbollah now supporting Palestine cause. Sheikh, before he says that, can I just say there's been a new publication called Fatwa Ulama al-Azhar al-Sharif, which compiles 10 fatwa from 10 of the most senior scholars of al-Azhar al-Sharif, all saying that the Rafida are without doubt kuffar. And I'm translating this book currently right now as we speak.
There is no people who said the Rafida are Muslims. You know what Bukhari said? I don't find difference between praying behind Rafidi or Yahudi Jew. In his book, Khalq Af'al al-Ibad, page 26. Tell me now, can you compare Shaltut to Bukhari? Are we going to throw Bukhari's fatwa away and we take Shaltut's?
Abu Hanifa, or Malik, or Shafi'i,
Most of
Ibn
them,
Hanbal,
no,
Ibn
all of them,
Taymiyyah,
all of
Ibn
them.
Qayyim.
I haven't,
Nawawi.
from my heart, my brother, I say to you, Wallahi, I have checked all the words, statements of the scholars regarding Rafida, and I did not see any of them saying that they're Muslims. Shia, yes. Look, there is the Zaydis, for example, in Yemen. Yes, they are our brothers. Despite we had disagreements with them, they still are brothers. Because they say, we believe that Ali is better than Abu Bakr, yet, radiallahu an Abu Bakr. Ali deserves to be the Imam more than Abu Bakr, before Abu Bakr, but radiallahu an Abu Bakr, radiallahu an Umar. Those are our brothers. But those who say that Ali was forced to give up Khilafah and Abu Bakr forced him to give him bay'ah, that means it had gone many evil consequences and branches because of that tree of saying that the Imam is for Ali. Okay, so Abu Bakr knew that Ali deserves it, but he refused to give it to him. Yes, that's the first criticism against Abu Bakr. And it was the reason for them to say that the Quran is changed. You know, there's a book, I was holding this book, he said, I was in the Hyde Park, and one guy was shouting, 300 verses in the Quran regarding Ahlul Bayt. And I came close to him, people were surrounding him. I said, can you give me one of them? Then he said goodbye. Hey, where are you going? Hey, give me one of the verses. Wallahi, he didn't give anyone. You're concerned about those people. You're not concerned about Abu Bakr, who is the best one whom Allah loves on earth after the prophets. Wallahi, that's my testimony. If I'll be meeting with Allah on the day of judgment, that's my testimony. That he's the most beloved man on earth, because the Prophet was asked, who is the most beloved one to you? He said, Aisha. He said, not about that, we're asking you. He said, oh, about men, her father. Can you imagine? The Prophet, where did the Prophet die?
Aisha.
You know, before he died, he was saying, where am I going to be today? And he was signaling, by this statement, signaling to his wives that I want to be in Aisha's house. And he died at that day in the house of Aisha, on the chest of Aisha radiallahu anha. But people say, no, Fatima is better, Ali is better, etc., etc. Then why didn't the Prophet say, where I'm going to be today, let me go to the house of Fatima? The Shia are so angry that the Prophet didn't say, take me to the house of Fatima. So they say that there are many verses regarding Ahlul Bayt in the Quran. So if we say to them, what are those verses? They say, Sahaba removed them. Why? Because they wanted the Imam. Why they wanted it? For money? They left Mecca. They became poor people. The Prophet asked Umar, what did you leave, Abu Bakr? After he gave everything for Islam, he gave all his property. He said, what did you leave for your family? Abu Bakr said, I have left for them Allah and His Messenger. Subhanallah. And you slander him. You know, Hezbollah is a follower of Khomeini, isn't he? Khomeini, he has a supplication called Dua Sanamay Quraysh, the two statues of Quraysh. Who are the two statues? Abu Bakr and Umar. Abu Bakr is a statue. So the Prophet chose for Hijrah a statue with him. And now two statues are dead with him. And he decided to marry the daughter of the statue. And marrying the other daughter of the other statue, that is Umar. MashaAllah. So the Prophet is dealing with statues. Okay, what else? Ali gave his daughter Kulthum to a statue. MashaAllah. And he gave bay'ah to a statue. And his son's name was Umar, a statue son. Another son, his name is Abu Bakr. Do you know that he has a son called Abu Bakr. You know, if he calls his son Abdullah, because Abu Bakr's name is Abdullah, by the way, but his nickname is Abu Bakr. If we say to them, his name is Abdullah, Shia will be saying, well, there are many Abdullah in the world. That's why Allah inspired on Ali to name his son by a nickname, not a name, Abu Bakr. So they won't be denying, but they'll be having regret in their hearts against Ali. Oh, we love you, Ali. Oh, what did he call his son, Abu Bakr? Oh. That's it. So be careful, brother. Never to liquidize this issue. It's very dangerous. And as a result, look what's happening. Because before, the Ikhwan and the others, they used to say to us, oh, they're Muslims, they're brothers in faith, no problem, no problem, no problem. Now we have the problem. Yes, sir.
Why they hate Abu Bakr? Why they hate them?
If you want to know why they hate Umar, type Ahmad al-Qabanji. Ahmad al-Qabanji. They have this question in one file, YouTube, why they hate Umar. You know what he said? The Shia have problem not with Abu Bakr, not with anyone else, but with Umar. Umar's problem. Why? Because Umar destroyed the Persian Empire. He said, imagine the noble family of Kisra. The daughters of Kisra, the noble daughters of Kisra, became concubines to those riding camel people, Ba'ran. And you know, further he said, okay, you have occupied Persia, and you demolished and destroyed the empire of Persia. At least keep the crown of Kisra. When they occupied the palace of Kisra, they started to cut the crown of Kisra by their swords. Why? Keep it. If this crown is found today, they'll be taking it to the Louvre Museum. Louvre Museum. Why do you have to cut it? Yes, it has to be cut because when he received the message of Rasulullah inviting him to Islam, he tore it. And the Prophet made dua against him. He said, may Allah tear his kingship. So they were fulfilling the dua of Rasulullah by cutting the crown of Kisra. Why are you angry? He said, we're angry. He had taken the daughters of the noble emperor family, Kisra. So, wallahi, you know what he said? That's why we have fabricated the story of breaking the arm of Fatima by Umar. While the fact is, he did not break anything. And there were people around him. He has Amama, Shia Amama. And he was speaking this. And they were laughing that he said. Just write down this. Okay, write down this. Ahmad al-Qabanji, لماذا هذا العداء لإيران. Also, as he said, he admitted that Hezbollah is following Khomeini. And Khomeini said that Nusayriyyah al-Tusi was the best serving people to Islam. What did he do? Ibn Kathir mentioned in his book Al-Bidayah wa-Nihaya that this man was the cause of the collapse of Baghdad. And he said to Holako, now it's the right time for you. Come. And he was the minister of the Khalifa al-Abbasi. And when Holako entered Baghdad, he killed 2 million Muslims and threw their bodies in the river. And the greatest library in the world, which was in Baghdad, it was thrown in the river. Until the river of Baghdad became a bunch of black ink and red blood because of this man. And Khomeini is praising him. No matter wherever they are, the fitna is with them. Wherever they are. You don't know what Hezbollah did to us. I was going to be killed by one of those people. I was one of them. I used to be a friend with one of them, and he was looking at me suddenly, I had nothing with him. He took the gun, he put it on my face like this. I said, come on man, you're playing with me, come on. You're kidding. And people said to him, come on, just take it away, take it away. He wanted to kill me, because he remembered that if you kill a Sunni, you'll be rewarded. Because they call us Nawasib, the enemies of Allah, the enemies of Ahlul Bayt. When they became superior, now look what they're doing. They were smashing, killing the Muslims in Beirut, the Sunni Muslims. When they had this warning coming of a support from Tripoli and many other places, they were about to come to Beirut and to support the Sunni Muslims who had been attacked always by Hezbollah. They had to stop. Now, you know why this regime is resisting? Because once the Sunni people in Syria will be superior, the Sunni people in Lebanon will be also stronger. The Shia in Lebanon will become weaker and minority again. So this Qarmati Nusayriyyah people had to pay a big bill, which will be causing their loss and the loss of all the Shia in the area. That's why they have to be supported. And Iran, the people in Iran are very poor people. And Iran has the greatest oil storage. And you know where? In the Sunni area, in Al-Ahwaz. Al-Ahwaz, they have nothing. You're sympathizing with them. Wallahi, the Sunnis have no mosque, and except for one old mosque, a small one. In the whole area, in the whole Iran, Muslims are not allowed to have a mosque, to build a mosque. While the Jewish people, go to type on YouTube, Jews in Iran, and you're going to find the head of the Jews praising the Islamic State in Iran, saying that they're giving us the freedom to do all our rituals, which used to be prohibited by a Shah. Don't be naive, please be careful. Yes, brother, and then I come to you.
Jazakallah, Shaykh, coming and spending your time here. I mean, you mentioned the Shia in Yemen. I don't know specific group. You said, I don't know their names.
The Zaydis.
Yeah, you said they were.
But now they're becoming Houthis, and the Houthis are led by this Houthi, who went to Iran and studied there, and he came as Ithna Ashari, not Zaydi anymore.
About these Zaydis, they don't take fear on the
No.
Allah, but do they still believe the Quran is incomplete?
No, they don't.
They don't. They
No. They're against that.
Oh, okay. Jazakallah.
But yeah.
The brother mentioned how Hezbollah and Syria and stuff like that, they used to be in support of Palestine. That's why he used to support them. And the trend is that a lot of Sunni brothers we see, they like Hezbollah because of this idea that they support Palestine and stuff in Syria. You're Lebanese, and you know about Hezbollah. And I just want to, so if you can clarify that point as well. And just one thing, in Syria say they support Palestine and stuff. If you go to Syria and they say they open the borders to Palestinians and they let Palestinians in.
They're killing them. They put them in
If
jail.
you go to Syria...
Let me interrupt you and say something. Subh Tufayli, he is the one who bear witness that there is a truce and a contract between Hezbollah and Israel. And that was signed in Canada between the Israelites and Hezbollah. The case is very big, brother. There's a complicated thing. Hezbollah is recruiting hashish. That's why they used to call them hashashin. Rafiq al-Hariri want to take an action against farming the whole lands, the Shia lands, with hash. And you know what they said to him? They said, look, okay, final solution between us and you, okay, compliance. You buy the hash from us and you burn it. And give us the money. You buy it from us, give us the money and burn it if you want, no problem. And they are making a big deal. Look, in Ecuador, the representative of Hezbollah in Ecuador, he was captured with many dealing with the gangs of drugs. This is something really greater than what we think. There's a great deal of gangs that they're dealing with these issues. So yes, once they make these kinds of commerce, they have to say that we are against Israel, etc., etc. The only thing in 2006,
Yes.
in the summer, Hezbollah kidnapped 2 Israelite soldiers, and he was provoked by the Syrian regime to do that. You know why? Because they wanted to crack down the Sunni government in Lebanon, who was insisting, you know, the court, we need the court, we need the court. They wanted to crack it down and to bring another government, because usually the prime minister is Sunni. And that was agreement, long agreement, that the prime minister in Lebanon should be Sunni. But now this person, Fuad Sanyura, he gives his loyalty to the family of Hariri. And he was demanding, he said, there's no way to bargain. There's no bargaining regarding the issue of the court. The court must take place. They were killing a lot of people who go with him. And he was surrounded, and they made camps around his place. And they cooperated with a Christian, very hateful Christian, whose name is Michel Aoun, very hateful person. He used to call the Sunnis dogs. They cooperated. What kind of cooperation we see? What kind of collaboration we see between those religious people and Hezbollah Ba'ath and Russia? Why those people are being supported by the Russians, by the Chinese? And why? What's going on in the world? As a matter of fact, they have nothing to do with Islam. Nothing to do with it. And Hezbollah, yes, he was ordered to kidnap those 2 soldiers in order to cause a fitna in Lebanon that will cause the government to be cracked down. The most patient person I saw in the world is that person, Fuad Sanyura. He didn't give it up. And he was patient, very wise. And now we have, after his term was terminated, then they brought this Miqati, who is now a puppet to the Iranians. The Iranians and the Syrians, they are very lucky. If this Fuad Sanyura is still on today, it will be a big tragedy against the Syrian regime. But they're lucky. They know that, look, if they're going to give up and they're going to be losers, a lot of assassination cases will be revived. The Syrian parliament, who is led by Nabih Barri, the Shia, the leader of Harakat Ahmad, he is a puppet to the Syrians. All the formulae will be changed, and they'll be losing. Finish. And I say to you now, as an observer of political issues, and I'm a person who maintain my doctrine and teach it always, they're going. The reversed counting is taking place against them now, and you will see they're going to be losers. Don't be deceived about what you see now, but inshallah, that's why I'm saying I'm counting on Allah first, and by those believers who give the small amount they give, Allah will bless it. Allah will bless it. We are encountering, please brother, especially to you brother, we are encountering a very huge enemy, wallahi, very dangerous enemy. Okay? So don't liquidize this issue. And don't say that those are our brothers. No, wallahi, they're not our brothers. They are not our brothers after what they've done. And if one has no respect and no love to Abu Bakr, I don't expect him to love this ummah. There's no love to this ummah. If he doesn't have, if we don't expect good regarding our predecessors, those who say that most of the companions became apostate after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, if they have no good for them, we should not expect good for us by them.
Last this question. I just have questions. I'm Lebanese from Tripoli as well. So you said about Beth Hari, I agree with all you said, and but just do you really think that this, for example, Sanyura and Hariri, Beth Hari, they really represent the Sunnah in Lebanon? Because for me as Lebanese, I know that this kind of, they are really weak.
They're forsaking, in a matter of fact, they're forsaking the case or the issue of the Muslim Ummah in Lebanon. Yes,
Yeah.
they're not represented, no.
Yeah.
But as for Al-Sanira, he's much better than Hariri himself.
Yeah, I mean, even the Hariri, do you know about Lebanon? Even their allies, I really felt that that's really not appropriate. They have Kuwait, you know, Samir Ja'ja and Antoine Zahra. That's the officer who used to kill Muslims on their identity.
Yeah, I know.
So, and really, do you know, the Dar Fatwa, now who is represented Dar Fatwa in Lebanon, it's really weak. The Sunnah is represented, it's so weak.
But this is,
They made it
let me say
public.
to you, this is a political issue, okay? But the Muslim leader who cares about doctrine is the one who these things should be left to him if he really fears Allah. Let me tell you something, that the Prophet ﷺ made an agreement with the Jews in Medina that in case any outsider attack came against them, then they should be cooperating on defending Medina. Okay, so from this point of view, a grouping may take place because of that, but not with the thing that we see with Hariri. No, I disagree with it. And I hate to see even his channel. Those women, corruption, I hate to look at it. I hate to see it. Well, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide them. Okay? Thank you, brother, for your questions. May Allah reward you. May Allah reward you all.
Jazakallah khair.